we're going to talk about some tips to help you through those cravings when you have them. Hello everyone, semi-retired Bob here. I talk about the carnivore diet, all things related to the carnivore diet, and miscellaneous odds and ends. As I said, today we're going to talk about a few tips to get through those cravings when you have them, because I had a comment on Tuesday's video that said, hey, how about some tips for how to get through those cravings? And I've done this before, but I have to, I always have to remind myself that not everyone goes back and watches all close to 400 videos on my channel about the carnivore diet. So we will certainly go over it again here. But first, let me say, if you're new to the channel, welcome. I'm glad you're here. Very quickly, what you're doing here is you're watching me walk. I know that doesn't seem exciting, but 17 months ago I couldn't do this. I could barely stand for 2 to 2.5 minutes without severe pain. Now I'm out here walking every day. The whole purpose of this channel is to show you that it's never too late to change your life. I'm 60 years old, and I'm doing stuff that I couldn't do when I was 40. Yesterday I got a bunch of leaves up. Got them ground up, had to pick a few of them up because even after I ran the mower into a circle to blow them on the middle, I had to pick a little pile up and put in the bags for them to haul away. Because my one big tree out front is completely down now. So there were a lot of leaves. Why don't you help me out? Help me get the message out. Go ahead and hit that like button. Drop down in the comments and say, hi Bob. If you're not subscribed, why don't you go ahead and subscribe? And that lawn service is back down there again, so we're going to go back this way because I want it to be semi-quiet today while we talk about these tips. But yeah, if you're returning to the channel, welcome back. I'm glad you're here as well. It really does mean an awful lot to me that you spend just a few moments of your day with me. But tips for getting through the cravings. The very first thing you need to do is make sure you have some emergency food or snack type food in the fridge. And when I say snack type food, I mean maybe some boiled eggs, maybe some pre-cooked hamburger patties, and some pre-cooked bacon. So that all you have to do is either eat it or you can pop it in the microwave for 15-20 seconds and then eat it. Some people like cold bacon and cold hamburger patties, some people don't, so whether or not to microwave them is entirely up to you. Eating a cold hamburger patty is certainly not going to hurt you. But you've got that stuff prepared. Now when you first get a craving, it's like you're sitting around going, wow, I really feel like I could use something, but it's nowhere near time for me to eat yet, and I don't really think I'm hungry. First thing I always do is I grab a pinch of salt. I use Redmond's Real Salt, not sponsored by the way, but Redmond's Real Salt is what I get, and just a pinch of salt on your tongue. If it's just a mild craving, sometimes that'll be enough to get you over the hump of that craving. If you eat the salt and then still 15 minutes later you're like, man, I could really use something. This is the point where I suggest taking a little walk. Doesn't have to be a long walk, 10 to 15 minutes at most. Even a little 5-minute walk, just something, do something, even if it's just, stand up and sit down off your couch 10 or 15 times. Do some kind of physical activity. A lot of times that will get the blood pumping, and whatever it does to your brain, it'll, because if you listen to Dr. Palmer, you'll find that exercise does help the brain, and a little bit of exercise will help kill that craving. Now, if you've tried both of the first two things and you're still thinking, man, I'm kind of hungry, I could really eat something. This is where you either go to your fridge food or go ahead and eat. As long as you're eating carnivore foods. I mean, I know we talk an awful lot about 1 meal a day and 2 meals a day and autophagy and all that stuff. But the single most important part, especially when you're dealing with cravings, is not eat any of the crap that got you sick in the first place. Because if we've watched Dr. Berry, and I know all of us are watching Dr. Berry, right? You know, he'll talk about, back when he first introduced his beef, butter, bacon, and egg challenge, he said, eat as much as you want, as often as you want, but eat till you're comfortably stuffed. And this is another way to get rid of cravings. Man, for kind of a rainy, just before noon, it's kind of busy out here in the neighborhood. Huh. I'll go back this way because there's a bunch of pounding coming from up that way. But eat till you're comfortably stuffed on the beef, butter, bacon, and egg challenge. And I remember I believe it was Joe at Two Crazy Ketos that was talking to Dr. Berry, and Dr. Berry said there's no way for you to gain weight eating just beef, butter, bacon, and eggs. And he said, I'm going to prove him wrong. And he ate a ton of food, as much as he could hold, for I think it was 30 days. He didn't gain any weight. In fact, he lost a little bit. So, while we want to get to 1 meal or 2 meals a day to get the maximum effect of autophagy, it's not necessarily as important as eating the right foods when you do eat. So if you've done all the things to bust up a craving, go ahead and eat another meal. Make yourself 3 or 4 or 6 hamburger patties, or scramble up 6 to a dozen eggs, or just eat some of your food that you got ready in the fridge if you're hungry right now. Because you can, any of the above. And you'll want to cycle through the fridge food so it doesn't go bad, but a pre-cooked hamburger and pre-cooked bacon and boiled eggs in the fridge last quite some time. So that's how I get around cravings. And you might even keep some pork rinds in the house. If you want something a little snacky and crunchy and you're not eating a bunch of bacon, have a few pork rinds. It's crunchy, it's salty, it'll break up the snackiness. And again, pork rinds, as long as they're clean pork rinds, are perfectly fine. So those are my basic tips for how to get over the cravings that you can have. Whether it be cravings for sugar or just cravings for eating more food. These things will help. I do want to cover one more thing really quick. I end up feeling pretty strong about this. I believe it's true. I don't remember who I was watching. It was one of the interviews. I don't even remember who was interviewing who, because I watched so many of those. So if this is your saying, I'd like to give you credit, but they said it and I thought an awful lot about it, and it's actually true. There are a lot of similarities between being a Christian and being a carnivore. If you're a Christian, you want to tell people about Jesus. It's what you do. It's, the Great Commission. It's our single most important thing we do as Christians, is to tell other people the gospel. And I feel just as strongly about carnivore. It's why I keep doing what I do. I believe in the carnivore diet. And I believe everyone could get some benefit from the carnivore diet. Now, do I think everybody is so metabolically unhealthy that they need to do this forever without adding a few things back in? Probably not. I've experimented with adding some stuff back in, and it hasn't gone well because I was extremely metabolically unhealthy when I started. You know, coming up here on winter, I may end up trying it again a little bit to add some things back in, but I'm not in any hurry to add things back in because I'm eating basically ground beef and eggs. It's fairly easy on the budget. We're going to walk down to the corner again here pretty quick, just because I can. But yeah, I'm a little on the tired side today because, as you can see, it's not as nice a day out. It is about 60 degrees, so I just got my shirt on, but it's not buttoned up or anything. It's about 60 degrees out, but winter is coming. I've worked really hard the last 2 days to get some things done. Primarily the leaves, and well, you saw the video on the back porch the other day. And I've got to keep pushing forward on that stuff today, even though it's kind of rainy out, because it's supposed to be a high of about 65 today and a high of 71 tomorrow. But then sometime throughout the day, the front's going to move on through, and they're calling for a high of 38 and an overnight low of 25 from Friday to Saturday, with a chance of snow on Saturday. So we'll see what happens. I usually like to be out of here before the snow flies. We'll see what happens. I've actually reached some decisions on that. Tune in to tomorrow's live stream, and I'll bring you all up to date on what Bob's plans for this winter are. But yeah, if you get hungry, start with salt, and then go for a little bit of exercise, and then eat. It's pretty simple, but eat the right stuff. Hamburger patties, bacon, eggs, pork rinds. Go ahead and cook yourself up a steak. If you're hungry enough to eat, go ahead and eat. Don't worry about the 1 meal a day and 2 meal a day and all that kind of stuff when you're getting caught by cravings. The cravings is where a lot of people can get into trouble. And I do believe that talking about the carnivore diet is a calling for me. That's what I'm doing. This is what I'm supposed to be doing right now, is to helping you guys get through your problems and convince you that you can do this. You know, that's why I keep making videos every day, and hopefully you guys will share them out with somebody, because if I can just reach one person a day, think how fast good health will spread around this country. That's what I've got for you today. I certainly hope you enjoyed this quick little video. Don't forget, get out there, be 1% better. Today, tomorrow, every day. Have a great day, folks. I'll see you in the next one.